to virtual mimics and gimmicks where a bunch of idiots pretend to know what they're doing and in the process torment me with their vicious mockery. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master and player punching bag, Anastasia. Playing Troy, our half-wood elf ranger with a taste for bear blood, is Sean. We've got Ryan playing Viren, our furball cleric who prefers liquid courage, and Tatiana playing as Poofers, our wily Tuvaxi barbarian. And finally, we have Amanda playing Erebir, our sexy high elf sorcerer with hair and heart of gold. I guess we will go straight to the recap today. And let's get to it. Last time on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z, our heroes finished up their quest in the Underdark. Originally, they had delved into the depths of the earth to find riches and earn fame, but fate had other plans and they found themselves once again on the trail of an artifact. In one of these expeditions into the darkness, they found a mysterious gem. Because we've been over this story 100 times, I'll just give the TLDR, which is, the party had to collect 8 gems of elemental affinity, which the evil goddess Lolth wanted to have united, in order to start a ritual that would grant her immense power. The only way to stop her was to start the ritual, but interrupt it before it could complete so that it may never be started again. After a tournament full of fights to the death, several encounters against creatures of the dark, worrisome interactions with the drow occupants of the Underdark, and a boss fight against the vessel of a goddess, our heroes succeeded in this endeavor and saved the world once again. Now they will finally get to reap the rewards, a lot of money, and one question to an extraplanar ultra-divine being. Our heroes just need to wrap up their business in the Underdark and make it back to Redcliffe, where they can enjoy some much-needed rest and relaxation. How will our heroes fuck up this very simple task of returning home and shopping? What will they waste all their riches on? Let's find out. All this and more now on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z. Yay!
Yeah! Oh, the vote of confidence on that
one. Okay, so welcome back to D&D. I know we had a week off. I missed it very much. I hope you guys are all excited to be back like me.
Sean, your face is frozen.
Sean, your face is frozen.
What is it? I don't know how
it's
to
not
read
the
that
worst
expression.
freeze frame I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a good placeholder. If you need to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
We can hear you. We can also see you, just in a single frame. I suppose at the same time, you're probably wondering, why is our DM just an image?
A cartoon.
DM.
Oh, I'm an old lady and I hurt myself really bad, so no video this week.
Easy enough.
I'm okay, but that's like just not this week. Probably next week. Okay. So like I said, you guys basically just finished beating the ass of this boss and have like walked back to camp without issues. When you get back to camp in the Underdark next to the city of Kao, or town of Kao rather, nobody kind of seems any wiser as to what happened. You like walk by some groups of people who are, around the campfire resting after an expedition, and there's some like mutterings of like, did you feel that earthquake? That was really weird. Like, but nobody really seems to like be concerned or have any awareness that something as big as what happened actually happened. You continue to walk around camp and kind of like try to get a gauge of anything. But all you hear is this kind of like the mutterings of this earthquake, or like people saying, hey, have you noticed that there have been fewer monsters around? Like, I mean, I've still seen them, but it seems that they're kind of retreating from something or hiding or whatever. It's just like they're a little skittish right now. And that's kind of the situation you find yourselves in when you get back to camp. What would you like to do?
Does anybody else feel like this is a little anticlimactic for what we just went through?
How come we saved the planet many times and nobody ever seems to
Nobody
notice or
cares.
recognize the like super awesomeness of us 6?
All we get is earthquake. That's it.
Yeah, I'll give you a freaking earthquake.
Maybe we should go tell Captain Gnome Lady what happened.
Yeah, maybe then we'll get a party or some money.
Okay, I guess we'll go visit Captain. I always forget her name, but she's also very small.
All right, so you head over to Captain Fen Artoria's camp, or tent. There we go.
Ben
and
Artoria.
sitting outside as per usual is Clark the clerk, who raises an eyebrow as you approach. Very accustomed to you always needing things.
Oh, hello, Clark.
Hi, Clark.
How you doing, Clark?
Fine, I guess. Did you need something?
Well, I mean, we just wanted to. I don't know. Have you heard anything about something happening kind of deep in the Underdark, or like thousands of souls being freed, or Spider Queen being kind of
6 heroes save the day, prevent evil god from ascension. That kind of nothing. Nothing at all. Okay.
Just kind of like gives like a blank stare. Is this like a prank or something? Like I don't get it.
No, it's not a prank. We need to talk to Captain. This is the highest level of importance.
Trust us, we know important.
Well, sure, whatever. I'm kind of sick of having to. You know what? I'm off in 5 minutes. I'll just go get her. And he walks into the tent, and returns with her a few moments later.
Hello?
And she looks at you and says, I can't say I'm particularly enthusiastic about seeing you guys are very needy. What can I do for you today?
Needy, we come here with news about what we've done for you and all the other people of the world, actually.
And
Yeah.
what would that be?
We just stopped Lulth and her little minions from taking over the place, but you're welcome.
I mean,
It's
I
naughty
have to
six.
admit, I haven't heard that one before, but I'm.
No,
You know,
remember
great
that
job.
gem that you told us to investigate? Remember? Like,
Yeah,
however
sure.
many,
Mhm.
a couple days ago?
Yeah, no, I
Months.
remember.
Well, we did investigate, and actually, those were keys to a ritual to let Lulth, the spider goddess, ascend into some super cosmic god status that I don't really understand, and we stopped it, and we got the bad guys killed, and now I guess we just wanted to tell you about that so you could say thank you, because it seems like nobody cares.
And we got rid of all the creepy crawly bad dudes that were down there too.
She kind of like looks at you a little confused, and it's pretty obvious that she doesn't like you've come to her with this crazy story and no evidence of it.
We have found the lost city of the Drow, and we have directions to it, and there are no bad things because we killed them all.
You understand? Like, okay, the dark
I-
can get to people.
I
get
bring
it.
out books that I found in the city.
And this is where her interest kind of gets piqued a little bit, and she gestures as if she wants to look them over.
Okay, here you go.
While that's going on, do we still have our telepathic NPC with us? Tempest?
Tempest? Yeah.
He should be.
Yeah. So I'm gonna message the group. Do we show off the remnant of the artifact that we found?
Probably not to this
No.
captain, because
No.
I don't think she knows about it.
This is above her pay grade.
Yeah.
It-
We
What,
should probably
is
take
it?
that back to Victoria. when
I
we
mean,
get back.
yeah.
we
what
know
good
about
is
it.
gonna-
We're definitely not captains.
Yeah, but we're important.
We're the Savior 6. So
There's something about us that's very centralized in this whole thing. I don't know how that works.
I
I
think we
don't
should
think she
wait for
needs to
Victoria.
know. Last time we found something important, and when waving it around, it kind of bit us in the butt. Just
Wait, what time was that?
when we showed the first gem to the shopkeep, who later tried to murder us in the deep dark cave for that gem.
I pushed a guy down an endless pit.
You did push a guy down an endless pit. That's just my point, though. Maybe we don't need to show her this just yet.
Okay, fair points, fair points. All right then.
But
So
the
that's
books,
a
I
solid
feel,
no.
you could show her the books.
I do think it's important that they know about the city because that's a big deal.
And
you
whether
know?
she believes us or not,
yeah.
we can tell her, and eventually she'll
Coopers
learn.
can
what
draw
happened.
her a map. Because
Oh,
Coopers has the
Oh,
best.
Troy has
architecture.
already drawn the map.
Our cartographer.
It may take her one or two tries, but yeah, it should.
I think
More or
Tempest
less.
helped you with that, so it's fairly accurate.
He's like, I'm drawing it, and he like moves my hand the right way. Okay. Yes.
So you give her the books.
I do give her the books, yes.
She kind of quickly leaves through them, not spending time to obviously read them thoroughly, but just kind of gauge what they are, and then seems very kind of satisfied and content with these findings. Before looking back up at you and saying, "Okay, so you just threw a lot of information at me. You have to understand."
I know we do that. We don't have very good.
You don't have great communication skills.
Stories.
So listen, these books look genuine, and this lends credibility to parts of what you've just told me. Now, first things first, you found a lost city.
We did, and this
Okay.
lost city was destroyed when the followers of the Mad Queen, who was chosen by the spider goddess Lolth, decided to help Lolth ascend into super godhood.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. That sounds less than good. So
It was
I guess-
it was not a nice place.
now you're saying that you actually had part in stopping something like that.
We
Had
did, and
part.
also
We
started
did
it.
As
We
in,
started
we
it.
were the ones that did stop it.
Okay, now listen. And that was related to these gems that you found.
Yeah, they were needed in the ritual that we had to start so that we could stop it. Because I guess if we didn't do it, they would have found somebody else to do it.
Well, they
Whatever.
had somebody else. They had all these followers of Lolth that actually we had to team up with temporarily as our causes were aligned until the ritual started.
And
At
then they
which
got
point-
eaten.
At which point, yes, their souls
And
were
now-
eaten. And
Because of that, it cannot ever be restarted.
See, this
And
is why we
So
were
we
asking
solved the
you.
problem permanently.
And you did all of this without telling anyone about an ultra deadly ritual that was supposed to happen.
Actually, I did come to you and ask you what we could do to stop ourselves from being sucked into an ultra deadly ritual. And you told me exactly what to do.
I didn't tell you that. I told your friend who is apparently sick again, that he asked about something in off sessions, so you're not allowed to use this because this was a DM courtesy.
Actually, no, this
No, this was
I
Magnus.
spoke. No, I spoke to her.
No, you had Magnus go ask her for it because
I
he
thought I
brought
Morton
stuff.
calmed her.
No, he brought the holy water.
Okay, there was a miscommunication.
Okay.
Magnus
Anyway,
went and
you
had
can't quote out of
celebration
session
burritos, so
first.
we can't ask him. He's having
Magnus.
celebration burritos.
anyways, you went to stop this. Okay, I commend you for your bravery and your success on the matter. Of course, is what matters in the end. But you can't just not report something like a cataclysmic ritual to your superiors.
yeah,
What if you had failed?
Side note, we talked to Imby. Imby wasn't on this.
You
and
talked to Ambrose wasn't on this?
No?
You
I think I'm confused.
he was.
I
Oh,
might be
that makes so much
confused.
sense. That scoundrel. He is the scum of the earth. Of course he was involved in something like this. Something that
I
would
don't
bring
know.
the
I get
downfall of
confused a
humanity.
lot. And I also don't really know your name, so I could totally have this backwards because that happens to me a lot.
He
I mean,
was
Ambrose-
involved at the level that we usually involve him in things, which was mostly just ask him about stuff and he tells us about stuff.
And you chose to inform him on this matter instead of the expedition lead.
I thought when we first came in here, you said we needed too much and we bother you all the time. And now you're saying we don't.
This was before you told me
communicate enough?
you tried to go stop a goddess by yourself.
No,
You're
we
sending
didn't
very mixed
try, we
messages, I
did,
gotta
though.
say.
So I think you're missing the important part of did not try. So it's done. Yay us.
It-
We have
Also-
some books and a map for you, and now we really want to go trade in our rayon, and I want to get the hell out of this place. So, all right.
I tug on Airveer's arm and I'm like, you know, she outranks you by a lot, right?
The level of insubordination involved in this.
I'm very sorry. She gets cranky when she doesn't see the daylight, and we've been down here for very long. If you want to talk to Victoria back at headquarters about us, I'm sure that she will tell you that we had valid reasons to pursue this.
I like
I
straighten my desk
absolutely
dress.
will.
And I go, I'm sorry. I've had a really rough day. I'm tired. And it's dark down here. And
I start to
need
guide out
just
Aravir,
have
like
a
with my
rest.
arm.
The captain looks like very agitated, very insulted. She is absolutely furious after the mention of Imbros. Is anyone staying in the tent, or are you all leaving? She's clearly like not finished, but she's paying more attention to how angry she is, so you could theoretically slip out if you wanted to.
So yeah, as I was saying, just talk to Victoria. You know, our group kind of has its own thing going on, and we report directly to her. So
I understand that on the surface they're a little more lax about these things, but here in the Underdark expeditions, we have a way of doing things. When you find something important, you share it with the group. Being a warden is not a solitary
did.
effort. It is a community. We are working together to
but we
serve the
did
world.
share it, and you basically just said go do what you want. So we did.
You did not inform me that this would be a cataclysmic event. You told me you found an interesting gem.
I did tell you
There
it
are
would
many
be a
interesting gems
cataclysmic
down here.
event. I even told you I used that verbatim cataclysmic event when I told you about this.
I don't think you did.
I definitely did.
With
Side
all
note,
due
because that's what Imbros told us it was.
With all due respect, we have been coming fairly often to the point where we're bothering you with our presence and our questioning. So you can't say we haven't been trying to communicate. We haven't.
You
been
have
given...
tried to communicate things that are completely meaningless. I need
We-
to know things like there's a god trying to become an ultra god.
But we brought the actual stone that starts the ritual. I don't know how else we could.
You could have said this stone is going to be used in a ritual to
I
make a
did.
god an ultra god.
I did.
I don't think you did.
You seemed very lax about that, which was surprising.
You did not communicate the severe. Okay, you know, I will take this up with Victoria and the others. Just leave. Just get out.
Okay, but did you want, an update on the status of what's going on, or do you not care?
Give all your findings to Clark. It's fine. I'll do this. Deal with this later.
Okay.
And Clark is like outside, like looking at his watch. He wants to leave.
Hello, Clark.
You're not
Alright,
off
so
the
I'm
clock
gonna-
yet, Clark.
I'm gonna sum this up for you. Goddess has been stopped from ascending. Stones have been consumed. And then I look at Troy and I grab the map from him and I go, here's the map to the Drow City. It's very ancient. You'll find a lot of cool stuff there. It should be free of monsters at this point because they all got sucked into a soul well. So I think that about sums it up.
Kind of looks at you with some disbelief, and having overheard the kind of conversation in the tent, he's like, and you didn't ask for help with any of that, huh?
Well, actually, we did, and that was denied to us.
So now I look at Poofers like, no one's gonna help us here. Like,
I know.
so is there anything else that we should debrief you on, or?
Are these all the materials you've come across? Are there any other findings you need to report?
I'm
We
gonna
found a lot
telepathic
of
message
money.
again. Like, guys, I mean, what happens if we have to work with these guys again and we don't tell them about the artifact?
It's above
Well,
their
I'm
pay
not gonna tell Clark the Clerk about an artifact.
Yeah.
But what I will we should probably go back to the tent and Warden calm Victoria and let her know what we found.
Yeah,
And
telepathically.
maybe,
I think if we're
let Victoria know that she's about to get an incoming from the captain.
Yeah, don't
We're
be
gonna get in
mad.
front of it?
But-
Oh god.
Cranky and give her our point of view before.
that's okay. I think the fact that we stopped the ascension of a god should, kind of outweigh the fact that we pissed off
I think we all bought ourselves a beer.
Captain Pissy Pants over here. So let's definitely reach out to her and let her know everything. I'm not saying we hide, the artifact from Victoria, but she's really our ultimate, direct report. So I think all things go through her, really.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the tent and tell Victoria about what happened and tell her not to be mad because we're about to get into big trouble. To the tent. Here
Okay,
we go.
you go back to the tent. Magnus is
the
there.
tent.
Magnus, I really told you to stop eating those freaking burritos.
Yeah,
What does
he
Magnus
just-
say?
He groans
He
and turns
moans.
over.
Yes, poopers to Victoria. Over. Hello.
Some like elevator music plays for a few minutes. She's probably in a meeting.
Ooh.
Manages
elevator.
this. Is there just like a couple of bards on the other side? Like,
Yeah.
playing music?
Yeah, exactly. After a few minutes, you kind of get a connection. It's a little spotty, and she says, Poothers? I'm surprised
Hello.
to hear from you. What's wrong?
Yes. Okay. 2 things. 1, please don't be mad.
Oh,
2.
God.
2. We have recovered something that seems related to an artifact. Maybe like a piece of an artifact. It's kind of a long story. Do you have a minute?
I have a meeting in 15 minutes. Will it take that long? Can
Oh
we
yeah,
get
no,
back?
we should 15 minutes. Well, we can do it in person. Okay, then let me just say this. You're about to get a really angry call from the Captain Gnome Lady down here, and just let her know that she should not hate us. Please don't be mad.
Okay. Alright, why is it when there's problems, it's always you 6? Now,
We are also problem solvers. Just saying.
you mentioned there was an artifact piece. Is it safe? Can you get it back here without problem?
Oh yeah, it's in our nice silk tissue. We can get it back there, no problem. Unless we get ambushed on the way or fall into a cave or, get swooped up by a giant eagle or, barring any of those things, we should be good.
Alright, return as soon as you can. Speak of it to no one, show no one. Take no risks whatsoever. If you have to leave someone behind, but get it back here.
Okay, Magnus isn't gonna like that very much, but okay.
And she says over and out and signs off. Seems like she was in a hurry to do something.
Apparently a meeting more important than talking about a artifact. Okay.
Nobody seems to really care all that much.
Well, it's more like she didn't want to have you talk out loud about it, not in her office.
All right.
So, who's on board? We go sell this rayon and get out of here. Because I almost would rather be at home with my brother who probably wants to murder me than be in this place another day.
Yeah. All right, let's go into town. Let's exchange our goods. I want to say my goodbye to the bartender and ask him what his address is so that I can write him about getting a better beer selection.
It's probably Underdark Bar.
Yeah. Underdark Bar. Which one? There's one.
Underdark Bar, Shitty Beer Lane.
Alright, what would you like to do first? Exchange or go to town?
We should probably exchange first.
Alright, I believe it was half an ounce to 50 gold. So how many ounces do you have?
We
That's
have
17.75 ounces.
Okay, 17.75 times 50. You get 800. I'm just gonna
No,
round it
no.
to-
So
that's times
Up.
100 gold per ounce.
you said, 50 for half an ounce.
Oh, sorry, yes. 17.75 times 100.
Everyone jumping
you
on that
would be
one.
getting
Mhm.
1775
All of a sudden, I got real
gold.
good with math.
How would you like to divide that? 5 ways or 6 ways?
Everybody looks at Tempest.
He's not gonna ask for money.
Well, it's not
that
like
kind of
he needs to
person.
buy a tongue.
It's fair to do it.
I think we should give him money. I mean,
It's fair.
He
It's
can
fair.
also buy upgrades for himself, just FYI.
Yeah,
Like,
that
thing.
would
6
be
ways.
helpful.
6 ways.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
6 ways. So we're gonna round it to 195 gold each. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
195
No,
times.
that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
We should have
One-
1,700 gold.
195.
1775.
195 times 6. 1775 divided by 6. Oh, 295. Sorry, typo. I haven't used a calculator since college.
Okay. I'm now slightly less broke than I was before because I bought my cool wristbands. Armor.
Yeah, everyone should be significantly rich right now. Poofers so
No.
How much?
What are we
each
defining as
getting?
rich exactly?
more than I want you to have.
What's that?
I'm not gonna give specifics because then you're gonna get cocky.
Wait, so
She's
how
letting you
much-
know you have more than she wants, and that's it. Everybody has more than they should but me. Okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Tempest.
Mhm.
I think I've had more gold at one point than this. I
So
think
how much did we get? Nobody
295.
said a 295.
Yes.
how's our friend Callie doing? Have we heard anything back? Also about selling our little snail shells that are like $5,000 a pop.
You will get
Probably
news
roleplay
about
that.
that when you get back to town.
That's when we'll be too rich.
Okay. Alright. Is everybody good? I put my gold, back in my bag and I jingle it a little and like and then I just start walking into town.
Alright, I mean you're going to the bar, right?
Yep.
You can get there without issue.
Wonderful. I forgot that I cannot speak to you, Mr. Barkeep, and I wave emphatically at him. And then I turn to Barry. I'm like, Barry, I need your services.
Oh no, really, Poofers?
If I could speak under Darkish,
Actually,
I would.
you know what? I think that Tempest has an ability that doesn't use a spell slot.
Well, even if it did use a spell slot, he should cast it.
Yeah. Tempest. It's very slow to load. Features. Universal speech. Choose 4 creatures. The chosen creatures can magically understand you regardless of the language you speak. Oh, that's only you though. So never mind.
I need a translator. Barry, I do need your services.
I mean, like, it would be the same because Bjorn can only affect himself. He can't affect someone else, so it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying.
So I'm a
Do you want me to
translator.
roleplay with you
No,
or Barry?
Go ahead. I'm just letting you know it's the same, technically the same.
Yeah, I'm talking, but yeah. Go ahead.
Dear Mr. Barkeep, stop. I have a question for you. Stop.
I keep translating Bjorn because so far you said nothing.
He's making mouth movements.
What? I'm doing it.
You know, you have to speak it.
What? I have to speak it? Oh,
Yeah,
I
what
was-
if you need to modify it?
no.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Your beer is garbage and I would like to make it better. Stop. I will be in contact with you about a business opportunity. Stop. But need your address. Stop. Sincerely, Poofers.
Okay, and then I'll say all that.
He turns to you and says, "Did you just recite a letter to me?"
Is that not how this works?
No, he didn't talk to you. He talked to Siegfried.
Yeah. Well, she's very small. It's easier if she writes in letters.
Set a pun.
You're doing great, Poopers.
Yeah, I turned to her. He's getting it all down.
It's not garbage. It's just not. Well, it is kind of bad, I guess.
He agrees with you, Poofers, that it's not that great.
How could you not? It is objectively awful.
A business. I don't have money to offer her in exchange.
He doesn't have any money.
We will make money together. Stop.
I pat Poopers on
We don't get a lot of business down here. Does she understand that?
Poofers, he's saying
She's-
that there might not be that much business.
Because your product is garbage. Stop. If you have a good product, the wardens will likely start drinking at your bar. Stop. They have money. Stop. Sincerely, Poofers.
He shrugs and says, if she wants to try, I don't have a mailing address. You can send it to my P.O. box, I guess.
Okay.
And
That'll work. Thank you.
he just kind of like says like just tell the wardens, I guess, and they will tell me.
So
I have a question real quick. I forget. Does our bartender not really care for the whole spider religion?
He does not. As far as I mean, like he hasn't seemed like super in favor of surfacers, but he seemed kind of indifferent, and he definitely has not liked the mention of the Spider Queen.
Oh yeah, didn't Poofers draw a spider on the dust on the bar?
Yeah, and he
And
really
he like
did not
snarled
take
at
for
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'll relay everything that Poofers just said, and then I'll say, thank you for your time, and I just want to let you know that you're gonna have less eight-legged problems around here moving forward.
He seems to like be curious about this for a second, and then decides better about questioning it, and just accepts it for what it is. And kind of gives like a confused nod of thanks, and says, "I'd offer you a drink of garbage on the house, but I don't think you want it."
No, I'll take it.
And he
Rashi.
fills a mug for each of you of the I can't remember what I called it, but it's made of the like bug.
It was like bone,
I don't know.
bone. What was it? Bug
It was
bone
made.
or
It
something?
was made of bug bones, and because down here bugs have bones.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
There's like a little eyeball or something in my beer,
Yeah.
and I just pound it.
It's really not good. It's like super ungood.
I
I
just
still
push
pound it.
mine to Poofers.
I do my best to get as far through it as I can, which is probably about a third of the way through, and then shoot a very forced smile over the feeling of wanting to vomit.
Can you make a Constitution save? Because you're not an alcoholic, so you probably can't stomach it as well as Bjorn.
For only a third of it?
Yeah, it's
A
It's that bad.
Constitution save,
if
wow.
Poofers is drinking it, she needs to make one too.
Okay.
I'm not drinking. I just called this beer garbage. I'm not going to drink
Yeah,
it. I was
it was-
polite before, but now
mine
I'm a
was-
business cat.
You
Mine
cannot
was-
help but spit it back up into the cup.
Bleh.
With a 7.
And then I smile afterwards.
Versus like,
I look at Barry. I'm like, I tried.
I know you did. And then I tell him we're gonna do a lot of good business together. And
And he
then
kind of like reaches out to shake your hand. It's not something they seem to do, but he like knows it's like a surfacer thing.
Hoover steps in front of
Nice.
Baron and shakes his hand.
I look forward to hearing from you, I guess.
and then over in the corner of like the bar top, I put a little A in the dust. Like no one's been there. It looks like no one's been there in like ages. So that's my little allable altar in this bar.
And
Hoover
the
walks
A,
over and looks at it and draws a little smiley face next to it.
The A glows gold for a moment, and then the happy face lights up for a moment, and then they both fade.
Oh,
Back into the
that
dust.
was a fancy bar
And
trick.
Our blessing.
where you like drew it in the dust on a table, but the table is now engraved with both of those things.
Ooh.
Whoa,
Yes.
Cool trick,
Well.
Barry.
that is a cool bar trick.
Just another day and being part of Alabol's family.
All right. Are you ready to return?
Boy, ask Aravir if we're ready to return.
I've been ready. Please, let's go. I can't stand it any
Get
longer.
me the fuck out of here.
Okay. You're not gonna run into anything on the way. So we can fast travel back to Redcliffe if
Oh.
you like.
To Redcliffe?
Yeah.
We're in Redcliffe.
Hooray! Let's change the theme to as you emerge from the Underdark and make your way back toward Redcliffe, you're delighted to see you're now in the depths of winter. Snow is kind of falling lightly throughout the forests on your way back, and despite the map still being in fall season, it is now winter. Snow coats the thick forests around Redcliffe, as well as the streets and the tops of all the buildings here, and you have made your way home. What is the first thing you would like to do when you get back to Redcliffe? There are many
Jump in a
things.
snowdrift.
Jump in a snowdrift?
Yep.
Okay, you do that. It's really fun.
You lose Poofers in the snow. You hear some rustling underneath the snow, but she's gone.
What? Where did Poofers just go, guys?
Hang on, I got this. Oh look, a juicy bug.
Poofer's head pops up out of the snow.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
She plows her way back to the road and shakes off all of the snow and says, I was told there was a bug.
I must have been a bird.
That will do.
It flew away.
There, you are worthless to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Poofers.
Let's go tell Victoria about our victory.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Victory.
So the first thing you do is
All right,
make your
Poofers is
way-
on her way to inspiration right now. I'm losing my pitch.
the thing you do
Can
is
I-
make
can I-
your way.
She
Wait,
gets
what?
in. Can I give her inspiration? Please.
Yeah, I'll second that.
I third the motion.
Bug goo.
Passed. Sustained.
Whew.
All right. First thing you do is make your way up to the administrative district, where you arrive at Victoria's office. Her secretary is outside, and she's like, "Victoria's in a meeting. Can you wait 10 minutes?" So I hope, wait 10 minutes.
What's it to you?
Poofers, wait 10 minutes and then kick in the door.
I don't know. This is an important door. I don't know how I feel about that.
Victorious.
Yeah, Poofers, let's just wait.
Okay. All right. We're gonna wait, and I just sit
Cue
down in the middle of the
customer.
floor.
Okay. You wait
Are
about
you
10 or
crisscross applesauce seated?
Yeah. How else does one sit in the middle of the floor?
I need the visual.
As your reputation has grown among the wardens, people kind of just recognize you. You're probably the most exotic composition group out of everyone. So it's kind of people know who you are, and they've just come to expect
Yes.
these things of you.
People know us, guys.
For
Yes.
the worst adventures I've ever heard
Yeah.
of.
But they have heard of us.
They people be like, "Oh, that's the one that sent the pet shopkeeper to a nervous breakdown, right?"
Cooper's just chewing bugs, and she turns.
Yeah. So it's about 10 minutes pass, and a different warden exits Victoria's office, kind of gives her a bow of farewell before stepping out. The secretary steps in and informs Victoria that you're here, and she welcomes you inside. She's sitting behind her desk, and kind of stands as you enter and says, "Oh, welcome back. Do you have what we discussed over the comms?"
Right, bring the tissue.
Oh, it's
The royal tissue.
Yes, you're the
Okay.
tissue bearer.
I pat all my pockets, and then I pat him. Okay, and I pull the tissue out of my pocket and I place it on Victoria's desk, and then step back kind of awkwardly.
She takes a pen and unwinds and flips the tissue, and
And
looks
that's
at.
an upgrade. It was a napkin before that.
It's a very nice tissue.
Thank you.
It's embroidered. I see.
This is what we get for compliments. Is about our tissues.
Where did we find this one? I forget. It's not.
This was the fabric found in one of the gems after that huge shark alligator creature was chasing us in the ghost city.
I don't remember this.
Remember we were in an alleyway and then we got the gem out of the chest?
Oh, the fiend.
Yeah, the fiend.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
It's an exquisite napkin. It's just a beautiful handkerchief.
It's
Uh,
underdarkish.
she's learned to communicate with your group essentially.
Imported.
It's wonderful. The gem is exposed. It's a beautiful kind of like in between a garnet and a ruby in color, and it's a very like heavy magically infused gem on her desk, and she kind of looks it over, is not magical herself, and says, so this is the artifact that you found?
Yes, so about that long story. Are you going to make me roleplay this story out for the 10th time?
No, I'm sick of it.
Imagine that I say it very elaborately instead of my usual 2 sentences.
Are there any parts that you were leaving out, such as, like, I know that like you left out the deal with Ambrose for the
I
captain.
don't think. Okay. Can I retroactively ask the group via telepathy? if
Yes, you had
we
10 minutes
want to-
before.
Yeah. Do we want to tell Victoria about Ambrose? We probably should, otherwise it doesn't make sense why we would go on this quest.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Did Ambrose
So-
ask us to keep it a secret?
Ambrose specifically asked you not to tell the captain.
Oh, Aramir.
Oh, oops.
But
Whatever.
he never explicitly said don't tell the wardens, but he seemed like he wanted it to be a like just between you guys. But he never actually said, like, to be fair, he never said don't tell the wardens.
I personally feel
Is he
like
not a warden?
he is a warden.
He is a warden.
I personally feel like we should tell Victoria about Ambrose's involvement because he didn't necessarily do anything wrong. He just acted in the interest of the person he pledged his soul to, which I'm pretty sure they're aware of.
Well,
I mean,
it
people
is
don't
his,
just become
tell them
calculators.
he
Well,
gave us
also,
information, though. He
It's
just
his
like
job to
looked
give us
up
information
info
anyways.
for us. That's all he did.
yeah. Well, also,
Just share
If-
that.
if we don't and it gets to her, which there's a good chance it could.
Yeah, because the
then-
captain knows now that Ambrose was involved.
Yeah, I say we just tell her everything. To be honest,
Yeah, I don't
Tempest
think we
would-
have a choice.
Tempest would point out that Ambrose himself didn't report anything to Victoria because she seems to be unaware of the situation.
So
yeah,
we may be
Right,
getting.
but the captain's gonna contact her, and the captain.
Right.
knows
Yeah, I'm
about
just letting you know
Ambrose.
that Ambrose himself didn't report anything.
So he's gonna get a little hand slapping, but
Oops. Airbeer feels really, really crappy. Like,
That's all right, Airbeer. We were in that cooped up Underdark for too long. Plus, it's good drama.
I mean, we can throw it on us that we chose to follow this, and it did end up giving us a lead on.
Well, at the same
This
time,
artifact.
I mean, I think we should just explain it that, we're doing our job as Warrens to save the world, and hey, we get a bonus out of this whole thing anyways.
what if we try to take the heat from Ambrose and just say, "Oh, our bad. We should have let you know, Victoria. It was on
That
us.
yeah,
It was-
that's what I'm saying.
he was merely helping us out, and we should have been. We were the ones that failed to report anything.
Yeah.
I guess.
just say it was
But
like a
in all
lack of
honesty-
communication on our
well,
part. He just
no.
looked up a couple information questions for us. That's it.
And in all fairness, we have been trying to talk to Captain Gnome over here.
She was
and
not very receptive.
She was not receptive at all. So I say we blame Captain Gnome Lady.
We pitted on Captain Gnome Lady?
Gonna throw her under the bus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it. We're picking a
Real
side.
ruin.
She was
She's-
sassy, and I think she needs to come down a peg.
Oh yeah, she was the sassy
my.
one.
I'm sorry. I thought Fen was over in the Underdark.
I'm just letting you know, like, definitely she was the only sassy one, sure.
She was the sassy one.
The first looks over at our resident sassy pants, sassy skirts, whatever you want to be called. Okay.
Okay, so
All
we
right,
tell her
so
everything.
In my
And we
defense,
tried-
a little bit, Airbeer was raised a basically a princess her entire life.
Oh no, I'm
That
not
is
saying
true.
you're.
So
no, I'm
she
not
has
saying
a
you're
little
not playing
bit
your
of,
character or
like,
anything.
You know, she's not been out of that world that long. So for her to like have to bow down to people a little bit is a little below her in a sense.
I agree.
I
So
think
she
it
tries to
makes
keep
sense.
it reined in, but when she gets frustrated, she just kind of like
No, it makes
lets
sense.
it out.
I like
fine.
it. I like the
No, I
character
agree
drama.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, no. So let's tell her everything. Let's take the heat off Ambrose as much as we can. And if we get to throw Gnome Lady under the bus a little bit, great. And that's our strategy.
I like it.
Okay,
Alright,
so
done.
fast forward to after the story. All right, just a couple questions for you. You weren't aware that this was artifact involvement until after the ritual.
I'm gonna check with the DM here. We did not have any clues on that, right?
That is accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we actually didn't have any clues on it.
Okay. Well, with
Let the
your
record
side
show.
of the story made clear, I have already spoken to the captain. She
She speak
Awesome.
very highly of us.
loved you, as with everyone that you come across. They all think highly of you. They think you're
the
very high and
highliest.
mighty. I've heard both sides of the story, and I will concede to you that she was not altogether receptive to your needs. However, according to her side of the story, she was also not made fully aware of the entirety of what was at stake. And so here's my proposition for you. Nothing serious is gonna happen. We're not gonna, like, lash you or anything like that, or expel you.
You lash people?
No, that was just a joke.
Okay.
We're not savages. But I have to advise you that when things come up that might be out of your league, even if you're not certain, you should definitely always report them in their full truthfulness to the authorities. So please don't just, do everything on your own. What if you had failed, That would have been really bad.
That would have sucked. Yeah, you're right.
That said, the captain is also not entirely aware of the artifact situation, and I think I can use that in your favor and play it off as you were acting in the interest of secrecy, despite you not actually knowing that till after. The important thing is that you understand you have to respect and report to your superiors.
That is very understood. Thank you, and we're sorry.
Great. Now for the actual result of that, you are welcome to keep any spoils that you found in the Underdark, but you will not be further rewarded for this mission.
Okay.
That said, I hear that your friend had found something very interesting, and at her shop there is some rewards of interest waiting for you there.
The snail shells. Thank you.
Now, before we move on, I'm going to go ahead and pass this item on to Dante. Are there any other concerns, or are we ready to put all of this behind us?
Do I get my handkerchief back?
So,
Of course.
because we're not on the best terms with the captain when we left, we did leave her with a map to a long lost drow city that's probably of some significant, historical importance. And if you could relay to her that that's actually real and she should check it out, that would be great. Because
She didn't seem to believe most of what we said.
She had sent a few other scouts out, and they did report back on it, so the excavation is underway. And again, you all did excellent work down there. Just make sure that you take the proper precautions, because there's a lot going on right now, and sometimes you just can't handle it on your own.
do you have any news about the whole situation? How's the artifact recovery going? What's going on?
So we have our scouts out searching for new artifacts, but with this partial one, I'm sure we'll be able to find its counterpart very quickly. I will have a further update for you on that after I speak with Dante. Other news of interest, though, Do you recall when you were back at Hadante prison where you had met, I believe her name was Avi?
Ah, yeah, Avi, Lich Lady, yes. Yeah, I remember her.
Well, for some time she's been asking to be let out of the prison, and has grown increasingly frustrated, though never violent. And so while I and some of the other officials were off handling the pawn of opulence that you had found, she simply just disappeared.
Oh, right, because the Pawn of Opulence, that was found with, what was her name? You started with a D, but she knew Avi, and she was following Avi. So once you guys got that back, Avi just disappeared.
Yes, we're not sure where she is right now, but there is a hunt out for her, so hopefully we will find her. Also, in that respect, the pawn is still in Warden's hands. It's safe in our research facility in Cethos, where Dr. Taladel is leading a study on it. She's very enthusiastic about it. It apparently has some kind of connection to something she studied earlier, so that's good. Other than that, I believe I have another assignment for you whenever you're ready to hear about that. I'm sure you just got back. You want to go, enjoy some
Yeah,
well-deserved rest.
what's the urgency on that? Because I need to drink people beer instead of bug beer. You'd think that would be a good thing for me, but it's not.
I believe he will be ready in about 3 weeks. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, 3 weeks of downtime, that's total vacay time. It's snowy, the sun is not shining, I'm totally used to this. Let's go, guys.
All right. Like I said, great job. Please, good job saving things, but don't do it again in terms of make sure you come to us first. Also, Imbros has already been spoken to about his conflict of interest, so no need to worry about that.
He's not in big trouble, is he?
We've rediscussed the terms of our agreement, but he's still under our service.
Okay, hope he's not too mad at us. Okay, alright, well, thank you, Victoria, and I'm gonna go get smashed.
She waves and dismisses you, unless anyone else has anything they want to discuss while they are still here. Okay. So from here until the end of the 3rd week, you are free to do as you please, meaning you'll have 3 weeks of downtime. We're going to do some shopping and stuff right now and some general town business. And then at the end of the session, I'll introduce your next quest and you'll depart next time. So there's lots to do in town, lots to discuss. If you want, there is a practice combat available for you in the training grounds. But I encourage you to prep for your next quest first.
Prep for quest, as in mental rehabilitation. Let's go get our money from Callie. And or Callie's shop, because Callie is not here.
Callie's not here.
Yes. So you go to the Elixirium, where Neil the intern is currently running things as Neil sees in Exeter, and Callie is out of town. When you arrive, he recognizes you immediately. Callie is very close friends with you. And he hands you a letter and a satchel. Or not a satchel, like a pouch. The letter is not like I didn't write a full letter for you, but it explains that Callie has arrived in Elm Coast and is safe. Before she left, she was able to sell those snail shells for you. She did take a cut of the profits, and she also, took the cost of the poison and all of that out, which leaves all of you with, I think, 8,000 gold. So to split between all of you.
That's a lot of money.
Well, you had 2, and they're 5,000 each, and then she took a chunk of it. So
I'm
1,600 gold apiece.
I'm glad we spent a whole session trapping those snails. We got chastised for that, but it paid off.
The Mission Impossible snail mission really. Yeah.
1,600 each.
1,600, yeah.
Let's
the
go
Snaily
shopping.
6 came through there. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Holy cow!
that's a lot of gold.
Yeah, we got money to go shopping now. What shopkeeper am I gonna terrorize this time, guys?
Hey, before we go crazy, guys, did anyone else happen to? No, would we? Okay, before I metagame this, would we know about what's in some of these stores or no?
Most of the stores have a pretty constant inventory. You have to go to the magic item shop to see what their inventory is in character before you can discuss it.
Okay.
Oh, we know what the shops are. We've been here before.
Yes, you know what all the shops are.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, Callie's safe. What else did we have to check on here? Do we want to go talk to Imby?
I think he's just gonna. I think he's just gonna computer.
Well, I mean, he also has to tell us details about that question we can ask.
I don't exactly really want to see him.
That's okay. I can go visit him by myself later.
Maybe
there are other
maybe
people
we
in
don't
town that you
overwhelm
know.
him with a bunch of people.
You could go see Harvey if you wanted to. He's around. There's lots of people around.
I need to buy some potion.
You are at the potion shops. This is an
Oh,
excellent
we're
time to
already
go.
there.
Yes.
So,
We can buy at reasonable prices instead of what those drow were charging us.
yes. I am looking for a potion of heroism.
So Neil, the human intern, kind of like puts down the stack of papers he was carrying and begins to go through some vials. For anyone who doesn't know, the potion of heroism, for 1 hour after drinking, you get 10 HP, and you are also under the effects of the blessed spell. This runs 200 gold. So you
That's
are
pretty
able
cool.
to purchase one of those. There are not unlimited stocks of any of these, by the way, except for the healing potions are technically limited.
Let's see.
Hmm.
The regular healing potions haven't been doing a whole lot of help for me, because I'm strong now. I think I'm going to take a couple of those greater healing potions. Those are, what, 175 each?
Yes. Which is incredibly reasonable, so yes. Those are 4d4 plus 4 instead of 2d4 plus 2.
Burian's going around looking through the vials, aka he's looking through the list.
So, Neil, how's the store been going without Callie here?
If I'm honest, it's been a little stressful. There's a lot of things to keep track of. Callie doesn't label anything. She just draws pictures on things, and she's not very
Neil,
consistent.
that's so crazy.
Like, I think that everything that has 4 legs is a type of, like, specific chemical, but I don't, because this one has 3 legs, and that one has 6 legs, but I think it's supposed to be a bear. She doesn't just use words, and I don't know why. It's just really difficult
Uh-huh.
to, thank you so much for asking. No one actually asks how I'm ever doing. So, it's just
really
like, nice
cool
that someone
story,
cares.
Neil. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. I guess I'll just get back to trying to figure this out then.
Gosh, that guy can talk, huh?
Yeah, he really knows how to talk more than everyone else in the room.
Is there anything? Has
Callie.
Callie's absence, like, did she leave anything that looks interesting in the shop, like any messages to us or anything like that?
Apart from the letter, you don't see anything obvious. You can like roll a perception check maybe.
How many healing pots are we allowed to have at once?
You can have 3 in total. It's not 3 of each. It's like you can have 2 healing potions and 1 greater healing potion, but you can't
Right.
have 2. Yeah. So,
Right.
Rolled a 16.
Let's see. 16. Okay. So you're like kind of like looking around. The shop front isn't that big. It's mostly just like shelves of vials and stuff like that. And you kind of like go behind the desk where Neil's working, and he doesn't even try to stop you. He's just like, he knows that you're basically Callie's like best friend, so he lets you do what you want. And you see underneath on like one of the shelves behind the counter is a stone that has a very smooth black stone that has an interesting symbol carved on it. Let's see if I can get you some. And you think it just seems out of place.
Does it look like it's intentionally, like, is it placed there to be hidden, or is it just kind of thrown there?
It looks like it was placed there carefully, but like there's nothing else on the shelf.
Okay, I'm gonna draw the symbol in my journal, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay, here's what this stone looks like, but there's only one of them. Once this loads. I posted that. Do you want me to put it in Foundry? I don't know. Ryan, do you have the chat displayed?
I see it in Foundry.
Or is it better to put it on Discord?
He doesn't have it displayed on stream.
I do not have it displayed on stream. So, if you want to take a look at it, go to our Discord. You can see it there. Very easy. Sorry, I'm looking through some of these fascinating items. Trying to think of ways how I can cheese our DM.
Do it, I dare you.
I was gonna do it whether you dared me or not.
Are you still interested in the potion shop, or are we ready to go?
I'd like to actually go to the tailor. Is the tailor also the person that manages like leather and stuff?
No, that's the Fletcher / leather worker.
Before we leave, I walk over and I'd say, I think I'll buy 2 greater kneeling potions.
Kneeling, but what?
Never mind.
Because
2
his
greater
name's
kneeling
Neil.
potions,
No,
please.
Keelan,
Please,
but his
Neil.
name's Neil.
He just kind of like
Like,
takes his seat and like thinks about how he got here.
have
I'm
that
making-
effect on people.
I'm making him question his life decisions.
And he just mumbles like, I never should have left the university. And
But seriously, Neil, 2, please.
and he slides 2 potions over to you.
All right. And I
I
give
will
him
also get 2 of
300.
those, please, Neil.
It's more than 300.
For
Wait.
175 each. It's 350.
350. Oh, it's that new math. Okay, 350.
These are greater healing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
So 350 for 2.
Always good to have so that
Um,
the healers don't go down.
Yeah, no kidding. Neil, what university did you go to?
Oh, this is actually like an internship. I am being borrowed from the colleges over in Cethos.
You're gonna have to remind me, where is my contact? Is that in Cethos?
He is in Cethos, but last you heard, he was heading to Arsenfell to dig something up.
Oh, yeah,
on
that's
an
right.
archaeology dig.
Mysterious.
Do you guys...
Wait, Cethos, do you know about Dr. Oh my gosh, what's her name? What's the name of the lady Victoria said was, or is it I think it was a woman. Victoria said is in charge of the artifact.
Yeah, Dr. Tallardell.
Do you know about Dr. Tallardell? Do you like her?
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's the head artificing professor. She doesn't really teach much anymore, but she consults on some projects and meets with the most promising students. But yeah, she's like a big deal. I think she's also the head researcher for the Wardens. Chief researcher?
Yeah, we heard about her.
She goes on a lot of special projects.
Yeah, she's working on a project that we got told about, so I was just wondering what you thought of her, what kind of a person she was. Sounds like she's smart.
I've only ever seen her walk by once, and I was too scared to go talk to her because she's really intimidating. But she's just like next level genius. Like, Like if she had an intelligence score, it would be like 30.
Oh my, do they go that high?
Yeah, they do actually.
Wow.
We
But-
don't.
Callie's.
Not
Oh my
even
gosh, poor
combined.
Troy.
But her reputation is kind of like she's like really intense and really serious about her work, and she doesn't like people getting in the way. But I've never talked to her.
Doesn't like people getting in her way. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Guys, we're definitely gonna get in her way at some point.
Guys, we get in
Probably.
everybody's way. But also, save the day.
All right. Should we go to the next shop?
Can I go?
Okay.
I'd like to stop by the bookstore too, if that's on our way.
Oh, I gotta go to the library too.
I need to
Let
go
me
to the
forget.
tailor.
Okay.
Okay, where do you want to
So-
go first?
For who's the first person in that list? Who went first?
Eravir did.
I just wanted to run into the bookshop really quick. This new book that I really want to read called 50 Brews of Pink came out. So I want to go out and just pick that up.
Great. So you make your way over to the bookshop. In
Hi,
the
Neil.
Lotus. Bye. It was nice talking with you. I haven't talked to humans in weeks.
We aren't humans. None of us are.
Humanoids, whatever. Make your way to the bookshop, which is in the South City. It is run by a tiefling lady named Mary. She it's like a ding-a-ling at the door when you open the door, and she looks up from a book that she's reading and welcomes you, and she says, "How can I help you today?"
Hi. I was wondering if I could pick up 50 Brews of Pink if you had that in stock.
Oh yeah, it's been quite the popular seller.
What's
And
it about?
She looks down at Poofers and says, "I think you might be interested in our coloring book section, maybe? We have some really
You are
interesting-"
not wrong, but that's not what I asked.
Why don't you ask your friend? She seems very interested in it.
And I turn to Eravir with big eyes and I'm like, what's it about?
It's a romance novel.
A romance.
Yeah.
Like, does somebody get rescued from a dragon and then they fall in love and live happily ever after? That kind of romance.
Well, see, there's this reporter for a college newspaper, and she interviews this master alchemist, and they, fall in love kind of thing. So, and
That sounds like a wonderful story. Is it popular with everybody? Would I be good? Would I be a good? It sounds like a story I'd be interested in.
Proofers,
I think this has like an R rating, if that was a book rating, and you're maybe more PG-13.
I don't know what those mean.
Poofers, most people that read these books, they hate eating bugs.
Doesn't sound quite like my demographic.
No, I don't think so either.
Telepathic message, Poofers, and I go, you can read it when I'm done if you want. Maybe it'll teach you something.
Okay, I'll take you up on that.
The book is 20 gold, so
Hoovers has disappeared, and you hear some clattering back by the colored pencils.
and Mary just sighs and says, "I just clean it up at the end of every day because the kids always ruin it."
You may have to clean it a little more than usual this time.
And maybe get like a lint roller to get rid of all the fur.
Your reputation really precedes you.
Anyway.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I walk out of the store.
Hoovers,
No,
Hoovers
thank you so
runs
much,
out
Mary.
of the coloring section
the
with a
book.
piece of paper. And she shows it to the group, and it's a very intricately drawn picture of a spider surrounded by silk webbing. And it's labeled Iraq Nitro Brew.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Guys, this is for my business with the mean bartender whose name I don't even know. I'm so excited.
Did we ever ask that bartender's name? I felt like I did.
It was too hard to pronounce.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. I'll give you a new name. We name him Drew.
Drew the Drow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Drew.
If you ask me to come up with a name on the spot and it's not auto-generated, like, it's gonna be stupid.
I walk back in the shop. What you got, Poovers?
Just showed you. It's a picture. It's my Iraq Nitro Brew.
I was not in the shop for the record, but oh, cool. You know that he hates spiders, right?
I do, but I also feel like it's got this cool ironic vibe going on, and it might also appeal to some of his, customers. So
What if people just think that this one is made of spiders instead of normal bugs?
then they'll get a nice surprise when they find out that it's almost bug-free.
Wait, what? Almost bug-free?
Well, I mean, it's really hard to control the means of production. You have a whole lot of, federal guidelines to comply to, and sometimes you gotta cut a little corners, to get the product out on time.
Kingdom guidelines.
I read about all this in a book at the library one day. It made a whole lot of sense to me.
Mary raises her eyebrow, but like as she's like listening from across the store.
Vera doesn't even really know how to respond. Well, it sounds like you've thought this out. Cool.
Been thinking about it for months in real people time and days in this time.
Well, then we should maybe go somewhere to start getting this bottled?
Oh, I can take care of that. You guys don't need to be involved.
Oh, okay.
Well, nobody showed much interest in being involved in this the 10 times that I brought it up, so it's my project.
Well, I don't think anyone thought that we were going to get out of that Underdark,
Nobody
so...
had faith in me to actually bring this to light. Well, that'll show you guys. And Pooper sassily walks toward the... Where are we going next? The tailor? Or the tattoo parlor?
Tailor.
I think.
The tailor!
All right, to the tailor.
To the tailor!
Yes. Welcome
You
to
said
Don
the
Corneo.
words.
Yeah, I did. You're right. So you make your way to Don Corneo, which is run by Oliver Corneo, a human man, and his apprentice, his halfling apprentice Trixie. And you walk in, and this is like, if anyone has watched like Schitt's Creek, it's like the clothing store that David makes. It's like really high scale, and there's like not that many products in there, and it's like they're
Nobody
really
understands it.
yeah,
They
they're
only
really-
make things in small sizes.
yeah, they're like really selective about their wares. And upon hearing you entering, this man walks out, and he carries himself very proudly. His like back is super straight. He's got great posture. His hair is like slicked back. He's very clean, like well cut. His outfit makes no sense to you. It is like it's an outfit, I guess, but you don't understand it. And he kind of like walks up and crosses his arms and looks you up and down and says, "Did you need directions somewhere?"
Hello.
I think he just insulted you.
I think it was maybe just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I picked up on that. Thanks, Movers.
Ervir, can you help me out here? As in, like, get all the crap off my clothes.
You are now clean.
Thank you. Hello there. Are you Don Corneo?
Oliver Corneo, yes.
Oliver
I'm sure
Corneo.
you've heard of me, yeah. See,
Many...
the name is a pun on the name. It's like Dawn, like an outfit, and then Corneo, like my brand. But Dawn is also a, like, title, you see?
Yeah. Very interesting, Oliver. So I come here actually to patron your store, but not actually for myself. It's actually for my friend here. And I kind of like reach around in my gigantic pocket and I pull out Bo, the skeleton head.
Your friend, you say, did you want me to transform this into an accessory or like maybe a statement piece or something? I can see this making an exquisite mask for a ball maybe, or a nice shoulder piece, or even a brooch.
I would
The
assume
person you're
cloak?
holding.
I would assume Bo would start talking at this point.
Yeah, he God. Oh, I mean, I guess that all sounds pretty nice, but like, you see, I'm really in the business for like maybe like a bow tie and the Oliver kind of like looks taken aback and says, excuse me, I didn't realize that it was alive. And he looks at Biren expectantly.
Well, see, he's my friend, Bo. He has a name. Bo, you're a guy, right?
Last I checked, I think.
Okay. I mean, you're just a skull.
Skeletons are kind of genderless, you know, but I mean, like...
That's not true. I learned this in my monster books. They have different skeletal structures, different proportions.
No, that's right, but
Thanks,
I
Monster
see it's
Hunter.
been so long since I've been with my skeleton back in that one place, so I can't quite remember the exact proportions. It's just like, gosh, do you remember? Did you draw it or anything?
Well, you
we're-
can be whatever you want to be.
We're gonna go with you're a bow tie kind of bow. So two things. One is I'd like a hat for my friend, and two is I'm sorry, Bo, but Bo likes to talk a lot, and sometimes I kind of want to put Bo away. Could you make like a little bird cage cozy that fits over him?
There are so many expressions going over this man's face. Like there's one of pure confusion. There's one of like amazement, like he's been inspired, and then like he's like angry because something won't work, and then he's like, he's just like trying to think about all these different things. He's like, are you thinking of like, so you want a hat for a skull, and you also want something to shut it up, maybe like a scarf that can go over its mouth or something, or
I do like the scarf idea. I think I'm gonna go with the scarf and maybe like a leather cozy.
Kinda
Kinda
what
like
were you thinking for the hat? Were you thinking like a fedora, or like maybe like a 10-gallon piece, or a cowl? There's so many options here.
Top hat, Barry.
top hat. Well, what do you guys think? Does Bo seem like a top hat kind of guy?
He seems like a top hat kind of guy to me, Barry.
Do you have a nice top hat here, Oliver?
Well, top hats are very last season. I might have one in the back, maybe. Just use it for scrap material.
Oh, well, noted.
And he calls Trixie in. She trots out. She's just like a cute little halfling young woman, and he tells her to go check the stock. She skips back to go look through things. A few moments later, she returns with a very, very high class top hat. Like really high class. Like it looks like it's made of some rare creature's skin, and it's got like a strap around it that is bedazzled with some kind of gems. And she says, "This is the only one we got in the back. You wanted to use this? You wanted to cut it up?" And he like puts his hand over her mouth and says, "Will this do for your interests?"
How much is that top hat?
Well, a fine piece like this must run. Wow. Well, how does 500 gold sound?
Gee, why is your party so ridiculous? I don't know, DM. Why are you handing us ridiculous crap that we want all the time?
500 seems like a lot for something you were going to cut up, doesn't it?
Oliver,
Sure, but
how long have you been in Redcliffe?
oh, it's really just a place I'm passing through till I can complete the construction of my grand shop over in Dis.
Still, how long have you been here?
A few months.
And how much have you sold here?
Well, we sold a poncho just last week.
A poncho. A poncho.
As in one poncho.
As in solo poncho.
Oh yes, but that pays for the rent here like 4 times over, so.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe I'll get in the poncho business. So I'm trying to get a nice ornament for my friend Bo here. I'm not trying to wine and dine him. So, no on a $500 top hat. Is there anything you can do to take off the jewels?
And Trixie looks like she's gonna speak up, and he kind of like brushes her behind him again and says, I mean, altering this masterpiece, sure, removing the gems would reduce its price a little bit, but it would still cost money to make the alteration properly and, ensure none of them are damaged. How about 250 gold for the hat without gems?
But
I'm pretty sure this hat that spouts out frogs when I say my name costs less than that.
Yes, but it spouts out frogs when you say your name.
Which makes it much more useful than a hat that does not spout out frogs.
And at this point, Trixie rolls her eyes and tries to grab Bjorn's attention, and flashes her fingers to 10, 8 times. She's trying to signal you that she'll give it to you for 80 gold.
80 gold. So is she implying that she'll sell it underhandedly, or is she, or because I can't see you? is the implication that I should say 80 gold?
The implication is that she'll sell it to you once he's not around.
Okay. Hey, Poofers, how about you show Oliver your nice hat?
Would you be interested in look up a berry? And I wink very obviously. I say, would you be interested in seeing about the tailoring on my hat, which I bought from a roaming halfling who sells strange things on the road?
And then I slowly gently push Poofers towards Oliver. I'm like, yeah, Poofers, you should do that, Poofers. Go ahead, Poofers.
I can't say that I am interested, and there are frogs jumping out, and he yelps a little bit and climbs up on a chair and says, "Oh my god, get them out!"
Hey, I push the stool. Hold on, let me get you to safety, and I push the stool over to the other side of the shop.
Trish,
Trixie,
if you could help me check out with that top hat.
And she sighs and comes over to you and says, "I'm so sorry about him. He is, you know what? He's really good at what he does, but he's very obnoxious. I can give this to you, altered and everything, for 80 gold."
I will take that for 80 gold.
Oh, great. Okay, great. So he's going to be keeping his eye on this because he's interested in it now. How about you come by tonight and I'll hand it off to you?
Sounds good.
That way I have time to make alterations and everything. Great. Sorry about this. He's a buttface.
Okay. Well, no worries. Thank you.
And he's in the back screaming as there's frogs jumping around the store. They're getting everything slimy. Get them off of here.
And then I use my ability to speak to the frogs. I say, worm outside, worm outside. Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
They kind of pause and listen to you and process the instruction, and then start to make their way outside as he's still screaming. He doesn't even seem to have sight on them anymore. He's just freaking the hell out. So
nice.
Yeah. And he says, "Did you sell them the hat? Try and bump it up to 600." And she's like, "Yeah, we totally got it."
Well, thank you for your time. I'll see you when you're done tailoring the hat.
And she gives you a cheesy grin and then goes to help out the man baby in the back of the store.
Cool. I'm good.
Did you end up wanting to commission a scarf or something? Or are you happy with the hat?
I'm happy with the hat at this time because I don't know how many times I can swindle my way out of a scarf and a cozy and stuff from this guy.
Didn't we get cold weather clothing?
You did. Yeah.
That too.
You have cold weather clothing, and this was for Bo, though, I think, so.
Maybe I'll go somewhere else, turn a Prada bag into a bow holder.
Okay. What other shops would you like to visit now?
You go ahead. We'll go to the library last.
So Troy can only wear light armors, right? He can't wear mediums.
I think you can.
Can I?
Let me check. Fighters. Proficiency. You can wear light, medium, and heavy armor.
Oh, dang.
You're a chonker.
Alright, why don't we actually take a quick break and then we'll continue our shopping spree after.
Okay, we'll be back.
Okay. Welcome back. Let's continue shopping. Where are we going next on our field trip?
Shopping.
I would like to head over to the smithy, guys. If you want to tag along, you're welcome.
Okay. So, to
The unit.
Good Forge in the Low City. This is run by Gordon and Gabriella Greatbeard, who are a pair of dwarven siblings, refugees from Orzammar. They have a very good reputation around town as being excellent at what they do, both in terms of smithing and masonry. But they don't have much of a personality, so when you go to the store, you kind of like expect to just basically only talk business.
Are they twins?
They're brother and sister, but they're not twins. That's a different shop. And so you enter the smithy. It's very hot in here. They only use very exclusive and rare imported lava from the deep roads.
Hold on, are these the two that we ran into that are super ugly?
No, that was a father and son.
Dang.
But they are from the same place.
Hotness check?
Hotness check.
I don't know. Use the new hotness spot that I wrote
Ooh!
exclusively.
Barry,
Wants to
go
do the
for
honors.
it. Go for it, Barry.
Let's go, Barry.
What? Why me? I don't even know how to run it.
I will do it.
You just click the button.
I did it. Too late.
Oh, they're a 10.
Oof.
Nice!
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even if dwarves aren't your type,
These are some fine-looking dwarves.
This is
Are they
first-
both a 10, or is like one of them a 10 and what's the other one?
Or
Okay,
if
yeah.
you roll a 10 for the 2, does that make them 5s?
Oh my god.
2 10s.
Anastasia, did you break this bot?
no,
They're
you can
both-
look at it. It's completely fair.
Did you?
They're
Run it
both-
20 more times.
They're both.
There was
both-
only
Wow.
a 1% chance of that happening. They're both
Damn.
10s.
The only other 10 you've rolled was on Tempest, I think.
No, he was a 9.
What about
10,
Jafar?
it was the,
I thought we rolled a 10 on Jafar.
no, Jafar was a 9. The other 10 that we rolled was one of the shopkeepers who was like a
The
neg-
older, like the silver
the
fox.
older, yeah, the older guy.
I don't think he's around anymore either. I think I wrote him out.
He's-
Bummer.
So,
he-
I got tired of people harassing him about his good looks.
yeah.
Pretty sure we harassed him. a little bit.
Yeah.
And now for these people, you have to find pictures of super hot dwarves. So
I mean, the ones I chose are,
enjoy.
Have
okay.
fun on that internet search.
The girl's pretty good. The guy he's got some nice chest
Hot
hair.
dwarf siblings.
Maybe they're a 10 for like dwarves.
Oh,
Not like
that's racist.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is a dwarf 10 like a human 6?
It's like a scrant.
And what does that make that pair of ones?
Ugh.
Negatives.
Yeah.
Fall back into the Underdark.
Anyways, they're very attractive. Even you dwarf racists are like, you have to admit it. So,
Total babes.
So I walk in and I kind of like I'm beside myself with
You're-
just
you're
how
sweating not
hot
just
that-
from the forge,
Oh,
but also
I'm like,
from them.
yeah, I'm like, is it hot in here? Or is it just me?
Or is it just the lava?
And I'm attracted to both of them. I'm pretty sure because man, they're just stunning. So that kind of catches me off guard a little bit. So I shake it off a little bit and grapple with all my 9 intelligence to look away and start looking through their armors.
My breastplate is up here.
It is a mighty fine breastplate. In fact, that was the one I'm actually looking at. How much for this stunning breastplate?
The brother will walk over to you. We'll give you a little bit of an easier time. The brother walks over to
Or
you.
not.
Yeah,
It's more giving the DM a break.
And he says, by standard, that runs 700 gold.
and I can appreciate that.
The beginning of every negotiation.
Would there be a little wiggle room in that by chance?
This is of the finest dwarven craft, made with only the finest materials according to the art of our heritage.
Absolutely, and I can see every inch of that, and I do appreciate it. But as a warden, I did not choose the most lavish of lifestyles, but this would help me significantly in our quest to continue saving the world.
Take
Would you
pity on the less
be able-
optimus.
And you with your hotness just wouldn't quite. It's harder for us. Look at me. So would you be able to come down just a little on it? Could we maybe do like 600 per chance?
Can you roll persuasion with disadvantage because he's so hot?
Troy's like befuddled.
Wow, with disadvantage. Okay. 1, 2.
Not great.
Too hot. The hotness spot has betrayed us.
He's too hot.
Not great. Okay.
I see a 4.
Did it do the second one?
I don't see the second one.
Okay, I'll try again.
You usually have to stay on the D&D Beyond page until the dice finish rolling.
Got it. Okay.
Another 4.
Okay.
What is happening tonight?
Okay.
And he crosses his arms and says, I understand you surface dwellers don't appreciate the ingenuity behind our smithing practices, but it is typically considered an insult to the working class to negotiate for lower prices on fine craftsmanship.
I whisper over to Poopers. I go, oh no, we're appreciating all right.
Cooper's like ribs, and she's like,
Okay.
Hey, Troy, can I have you for a second? What if we,
Excuse me, your hotness. 1 second.
They just look so confused.
what if we told them about how, we, talking about heritage, if we, on our last quest saved, like, thousands of dwarven souls from an ancient battlefield? Because we totally did.
That, didn't occur to me. And I wouldn't know why, because I am a man of pretty decent intelligence. Good point, Barry. I turn back, and I'm going to do the TLDR kind of story of our last quest and say that I
and
really
leave out
do
the part where all of the dwarf
appreciate-
souls got sucked into Wolf.
No, they were... We
What? They got all saved.
They were consumed.
Were they consumed?
All was consumed.
But in a good way, wasn't it like the
Yeah.
releasing of souls?
Yeah,
Like
they got
were
released.
trapped.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Right.
were killed a long time ago and trapped there, but they were
Right.
not.
So
They
I'm
were
gonna
going
go,
to be consumed.
I'm gonna go with that angle when I retell the tale and see what he says.
That's a great story. I'm not sure
Whole
how
story, bro.
it pertains to. You already failed your check. You can't just
Yeah.
keep trying.
Okay. All right.
Counterpoint, I'm too hot for you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. 700 is I will take it.
Okay. So
Side
even
note,
he'll
maybe
even like hammer in a little or chisel in a T for Troy on there if you'd like.
sure. Can you just
Customization.
can
It's
you
like
like
cheddar
hammer
flat.
in? Can you hammer in your phone number too, please? Okay.
For repairs, right?
For that, yeah, for repair needs. Okay, so 700. Maybe you can help me later, DM, fix the AC on.
Yeah.
On the, yeah. Okay. Cool. So I look over at the group. Well, I'm done, and you guys better take me out of here sooner rather than later before I do something else stupid.
Pull
Chris is sweating profusely.
Troy by his collar. Like, let's go.
Can't
I do now.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
All right. I believe you guys wanted to go to the magic shop next, right?
Yeah.
Take me to the magic shop.
All right. Welcome to Dread,
Whoa.
Wrath, and Beyond, your premier stop for all goods, tools, and trinkets, magical and wondrous. assisting you today is the ever charming Gil, the drow, who is, like dusting the shelves and stuff when you guys walk in, and he turns and greets you and claps his hand and says, my friends, welcome back. It's a pleasure seeing you once again. How was your adventure into the darkness? Was it terrifying and miserable and cold and disgusting? Just like I remember?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Exactly like that.
It was a pretty friendly vacation.
Well, I am surprised to see you alive and excited that I still have patrons to sell to. What can I interest you in today?
Am I going? Did anyone else want something?
I don't need anything here.
Okay. So, Gil, does Gil have a tattoo on his face? I think he does, right?
He does. He does indeed.
Gil, I'm kind of curious. What items do you have?
Well, let me go over this.
I forgot the
our
rule
newest
that I have to ask what the items are before I actually say what I want.
Yeah, let me go over our newest inventory today. We've got quite a few interesting items. On the offensive side, we have this magical whip that, if you make any kinky jokes, will destroy itself. But more importantly, does some pretty hefty damage, far more than a regular would. We've got an interesting sword that sheds light. We've got this nice...
Ooh, what kind of light?
It's a nice, white moonish kind of glow.
Ooh.
Over here is a very popular item amongst wardens, actually. I've sold 6 already, and these are my last 2. Are a pair of rings that are magically linked, and they bond one's soul and can transfer kind of pain and damage to one another. It's got several uses.
Does that come with the whip?
It's careful. Don't let the whip hear you. It'll burn itself out.
It's
You
your
already
whip
started
still.
reading my book.
I got a couple dwarves I might use it on.
We've got this staff that sounds like birds. It's really annoying, and I'd like to get rid of it as soon as possible. This javelin, which when thrown, strikes lightning where it lands. Very nice for those who like single-use ranged weapons. We've got a bead that will absorb some of the damage that you're about to take, as well as a gem that gives you proper vision and lets you see things invisible and natural, extraplanar, all that good stuff. This lantern's a fun one. It's got a soul trapped in it, and it can do some of your biddings and also save you if you are going to join it in the ghostly realm. This needle over here has some magical, I don't want to say healing, but we'll say reconstructive properties for the inorganic. We've got a little pendant here that can protect from disease. And of course, I'm offering my weekly, or not weekly, but this outings tattoo offering, which allows you to appear blurred or incorporeal for a time.
You're just trying to cover up your bad tattooing skills.
I am an excellent tattoo artist, thank you very little. And finally, in our permanent inventory, we now have a very interesting pocket watch that bends the rules of space and time, as well as this weird bloodstone that I can't seem to get rid of, and I don't know what it does, but it smells valuable.
Ooh, I have a question about that. It smells valuable, but how confident are you that it's valuable?
I'm confident enough to charge the price that I am.
Which is?
4,500 gold. I guarantee you it will lead you to something interesting and probably very rewarding.
Okay, if that's the case, how about this? I'll take that off your hands for 1,000 gold with the promise that I will repay you back with half of whatever we get from the end result.
Why don't you pay me the full money and then you can have whatever you get from it?
The problem with that is I don't have the full money.
Oh, well, then we might have to wait till next time.
Okay. Your loss if you're really confident that it's a powerful thing at the end of this treasure trail.
Oh, I am.
Apparently not.
How hot is the magic shopkeep, by the way? Do we have a
We
hot
have
rate?
roll
rolled for
it.
him. No, we rolled for him last time. It was
Yeah.
8, I remember.
What was it?
Could you please put that in parentheses next to their name?
That's important.
Okay, I'll update their entry.
Like real life, people who are attractive are treated differently than people who are not. So we need to roleplay according to real life.
Okay, let me go update the dwarf one too. It's
Wow,
done.
she's really doing it. Okay. Well, those all sound fantastic.
Hey guys, I kind of pull the group a little ways away. I think that pocket watch would come in extremely handy. Obviously, I think it's well beyond what any of us have, unless I'm mistaken.
I
but
already have a pocket watch and I flip it open and some springs fly out.
yes, you do, poopers. I think this one though would actually help us quite a bit. I mean, I know of a lot of times that I think we could have used this to our advantage. I'm willing to go all in with whatever I have if anybody wants, and we can kind of have this as
Does
like
sound like a good idea.
a group. You know, it's almost like a fail-safe in a way.
It's
really.
an oopsie daisy.
It is, and it's a reset button for us.
So, something that's kind of interesting as well is there's that, it seems almost like a treasure hunt for some kind of magical creature that will get us some kind of valuable reward.
Yeah,
I-
I don't know how I feel about that though, because clearly the shopkeeper is not very confident.
Well, okay, and maybe we need to vet that confidence in that, but maybe if we need more money, we kind of spend what we have on something that costs 4,500, so then I would assume that probably gets doubled.
Can we afford the watch?
4,500 split between the 5 or 6 of us?
No, it's 12,000.
Oh, yeah.
So for the pocket watch.
Yeah. Mm,
So 2,000 per person, but I don't know if our NPC is gonna wanna.
He'll put on what he has.
That's
which is
Well,
like
I-
200
which is like
have-
200.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I have 3,200 after
Got
buying my
2,000.
But wait, going back to it, is there something we have? Eravir, don't you have something like a bullshit check, something or other that we could like find out more about what he may know about that bloodstone thing? Or do we have
I
a book, or do we have something?
have
that
a
can-
ring of truth telling. I have advantage on insight. If
Or
he's
do we
lying
have
to us.
another? Like poofers, do you have some way, like a book that we can sketch this in to try and figure out what it is, or
I
something like that?
I can sketch it, but Imby's probably just gonna come back and say, yeah, it might lead to something.
Mm.
There are other people who are expert trackers and stuff you could ask.
You can go
Well,
ask
we
the
wanna-
monster lady.
So I think we would want to find out before buying it, because that is a hefty chunk of change.
I agree. We should have some kind of expert vet the. It's kind of like one of those Pawn Star shows. We need to bring in the expert to verify the product.
But back to
Somebody-
my question. Can we afford a watcho?
Has anyone said what that does? In case I don't know if there's viewers who don't know.
Allows the bearer to rewind time by 6 seconds. Only the bearer remembers the events that passed and were undone. Takes 2 days to recharge.
That's a pretty huge advantage.
That is a pretty big advantage.
Like per se, hey, we're all gonna die in the next 6
That
seconds.
could help us in like an ambush situation, or when somebody kicks in a door that shouldn't be kicked in.
Don't give
It
it
could
to
also-
Magnus, or he's gonna murder someone and then undo it.
It could also
And then kill them again.
it could also be just really entertaining, to be honest. I mean,
So can we afford? I can put 2,000 in for that.
I can put 3.
I feel like this
That's
is
5.
something that Magnus needs to have input on, though.
Okay, do we wanna? We can text RP with Magnus, and hopefully he can just get back to us with a decision at some point during the week. So I think we should hold off on either purchase. I'll text RP about the bloodstone, and we will message Magnus if he can get back to us.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
Well, before we leave, sorry, you'd mentioned something about a blade that produces light. Tell me a little more about that, please.
Oh yeah, sure. This blade, and he unsheathes a, I think it's a longsword. Yeah. And as it's in like an obsidian colored sheath, like a very dark, rich black. And as he unsheathes the blade, it starts to shed a kind of pale moonlight. And he only pulls the sword out a little bit to kind of demonstrate that before walking around the store and blowing out all the candles, so it's pretty dark in here. He draws the curtains and everything, and then walks back to the center of the store and draws it once again, this time fully. And for a 15-foot radius, there's a pretty solid source of bright moonlight, and then
Orcs.
it kind of like tapers off after that.
Oh,
Aravir's eyes just go
I'm like
wide.
I'm taken aback by this. How much? And already sold. I'll buy it.
150 gold, so it is yours.
And I put my hands out for it before like forgetting to pay. I'm just so excited about it.
It is a longsword, just so you know. That is like, it does different damage and everything.
Well, I don't necessarily know that I'd be
Like if you wanted to, it is combat viable. Just note that there's a restriction because it's a longsword. But yeah, it is yours. Congratulations, you're the proud owner.
Oh, I just like I kind of step back and quit looking at what everybody else is doing. I'm just like sheathing and unsheathing part of it and watching the light.
Poopers is chasing the reflections that are appearing all over the store.
Aravir, I look at Troy and I go, "You only got that because it's too big for me."
Oh,
That's
I don't.
that's what
I don't
she
even,
said. And then I
was
look over
gonna
at
say
the
that.
web.
I was gonna say that.
It,
I don't
it
even
gives-
hear her.
It gives a dissatisfied crack.
Dissatisfied crack. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
I finally like sheath it for the last time and have this like huge smile on my face, and I'm just
Thank
very.
God.
I'm
Strobe lights
s-
were giving me a headache.
I'm so pleased with myself right now. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm good.
He snaps his fingers and all the candles light up again.
Ooh, that was fancy.
Fancy.
Pooper's eyes go really big as she was just totally lost in the light at this point.
Poofers, or not Poofers. I walk up, and you know, I've never gotten one before. What's it like getting tattooed?
Barry,
DM.
I have information about this.
Do we lose the DM?
No, didn't you say you walk up to poofers?
Oh, did she not hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I heard
Uh,
you walk up to poofers. Like, go
oh.
ahead.
Yeah, I guess you.
I mean, I can answer that question for you.
Well, Poofers,
No,
you have a
I don't
tattoo.
No, well, if I did, you would never know. But no, I do not have a tattoo. But my papa and the people that I grew up with, when they come of age, they get tattoos. And basically, they could take a little needle and they jab it in a million times, and it sticks ink under your skin, and it stays there forever. And it's very, you got to get something meaningful. You can't just put whatever you want. In my culture, you have to earn them, but unfortunately, I wasn't around by the time I could earn them. So,
Gil, is that pretty much how that goes?
I mean, you don't. In my culture, you don't have to earn them. You can just get them. But sure, yeah. I mean, the process is essentially the same.
I'm a little pensive about this whole thing,
Listen,
but the
I
effects seem
promise-
interesting.
I'm an expert at magical tattoos. I have dealt with them my whole life. I've been giving them since I was 7.
how does it work with
So you're
fur?
7.
Because Barry's furry.
It will eventually end up
Poofers
affecting.
can shave him.
Oh,
It'll affect
Oh,
the
no.
growth. Well, yes, we will have to shave the patch first,
The
but it
full
will
body.
affect
Blue
the.
Can I have that
Beard?
extra hair?
The full body shape.
It will
Got
affect
it.
the growth of the hair from that point on. In essence, it will discolor it.
What?
Get it on your
That's
face,
kinda-
Barry.
That's kind of cool, Barry. I mean,
You'll just
like,
see the
let-
tattoo through your fur.
let's
Does
look
it
at
hurt?
this.
Get one on your lower back that says skank.
Poofers,
butter-
you are
can you
going.
get a-
Eravir,
Can you get a
can
butterfly?
you please watch your books?
Tempest puts he kneels down to you and puts his hands on your shoulders and he says, "Where did you hear that word?"
Wait, isn't skank the thing that you send kids after in the bushes? You say, "Oh, go find the skank over there." Is that something different? What's a skank?
Yeah, not a cute
Skink.
customer.
Skink, poofers. Skink.
Oh.
Skink. But really, Barry, a butterfly in the same location.
I do like the butterfly idea. That one is really interesting.
Well, so
And thus the tramp stamp is born.
how
I
big
can
is this
give
tattoo
cosmetic
exactly?
tattoos. If you all want tattoos, I'm all down for that. They don't have to be magical.
Well-
But this one specifically, it does have to have a very specific design to it to be able to harbor the enchantment. It would take about I don't know, the size of your shoulder, the side of your shoulder or something.
Oh,
It has to scale with the recipient, you know.
oh wow, that's kind of big. Is this gonna hurt?
Yes.
And Biren steps back for a second and starts drinking pretty quickly. And then after a long chug, okay.
What does this have to be a specific design, or does he get to choose the design?
It has to be a specific design.
What is
Oh.
the design?
No, butterfly. Is it a butterfly?
Butterfly.
It, it wasn't going to be, but if
Now
if
it's a
that's what
butterfly.
everyone
But
really
now
wants,
it is.
I'm gonna let Ryan choose if he wants to have a butterfly on him or not, or the original design. So,
Can you post the original design?
I don't have an image
Context.
of it, but I can describe it. For context, though, this tattoo is pretty powerful. It shifts and wavers on the skin when used. It has 3 charges and regains all expended charges daily at dawn. As a bonus action, you can expend one of the tattoo's charges to become incorporeal until the end of your next turn. So for the duration, you have resistance to physical damage. You can't be grappled or restrained. You can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain. But if you end your turn on a solid object, you take force damage, and if the effect ends while you are inside a solid object, you are thrown to the nearest available space, and you take damage for every 5 feet traveled. So
Ow.
essentially, it lets you be incorporeal for a
You're a
time,
ghost.
but you can still take magical damage. It
So where
has
where are you going to tattoo this? Is it at least a comfortable area?
it can be wherever you want.
So we get to choose location, but design.
Touchy.
The
Nah.
design
Face
design
cheek.
was supposed to be like a ghost ship, like a cool
Oh,
like
that's actually pretty cool.
Barry doesn't slip.
I know that's the ironic part.
Because Erebir likes this too, but not
As
the
Great.
ghost ship design.
as much as I want to see a butterfly tattooed to you permanently, the ghost ship's pretty cool.
So my options are butterfly or I can't swim and it's a boat.
Ghost ship.
Yeah, let's see if
But
I can
that-
find a
ship.
cool design.
Barry, maybe that tattoo could mean that you're embracing your weaknesses to become stronger.
Or maybe it means ghost ship.
How
Gil,
And
about
it's
this
cool.
one?
Gil, just would it be possible to tattoo on top of that tattoo?
Okay, so the way this works,
Oh, that thing is
Oh,
cool.
dude,
That's pretty
ghost ship.
sick,
What? Hang
Barry.
Get it. Get it.
the way that this magic
That's
works
pretty cool.
is it's a combination of magical ink and a sort of glyph that's permanent, made permanent by the magical ink. And then you further enchant a specific spell through that magical ink, and it's made permanent in that glyph. So if the pattern is interrupted, it's going to become void.
Got it. I was going to compromise with the group and add Captain Bluebeard into that tattoo, but if it's not going to work, then it's just a tattoo.
You
Can
should put
we?
it like on the side.
Do I get a speech bubble that says "Yar"?
We'll consider it. Can we do this at a place I'm comfortable with, like say a tavern?
It's not very sanitary, but sure.
You're not supposed to consume alcohol before getting a tattoo. It thins your blood.
Then I'm never getting a tattoo.
His
Barry
blood's
can't
already
not have
pretty-
alcohol in his
There's
system.
more
It would
alcohol
be
than
bad
blood
for his
in my
health.
system.
Yeah. I'm sure his blood is like 20% alcohol right now.
It'll be fine.
It'll be
Gil
fine.
can only do one magical tattoo per like trip to Redcliffe, but he can do other tattoos that aren't magical if you wanted one.
Or fun tattoos.
Yeah.
Poofers won't get one, but you guys are welcome to.
Chat, coffee. Yes, you may have missed it, but they did already ask for a tramp stamp.
Mm-hmm. Come on, I think that is to be expected of us. I almost would get the same tattoo just for the hell of it in support of Barry, but also because that's a cool fucking tattoo. Look at that thing.
I'd probably just get that tattoo. Sorry, Mom.
I'm gonna try and talk Barry into this.
Yeah,
Barry,
I'm
you
gonna
should
do it
do
at a
this.
tavern. And this is gonna hurt like a mother, and I'm gonna drink like a mother, and I need to be in my environment.
Do you want to do it at the sour note? Like, it's pretty packed in there. It might be a little like, what if someone hits the table?
Oh my gosh, can you summon your double to like hold your hand when it hurts and just like be there for you?
It's not a bad
I'll
idea.
hold your hand, Barry.
I mean, we can like do it in your room and just have a lot of alcohol. Does it
That's
make you
fine.
feel better that there's alcohol in the ink also?
Oh, well, now I'm stoked. Let's do it. But we can do it at that tavern.
Okay. When do you want to go? You want to go now?
Do we have enough time?
It's like 3 in the afternoon. Might be better to go before the rush. It gets pretty rowdy in there.
Sure, let's go there.
Okay. So you walk all the way through the city with Gil down to the Sour Note, which is Redcliffe's public tavern. It's open to everyone, not just worms. And a lot of travelers come through here. A lot of people come here from like nearby cities because it's a really fun place. It's like always jamming. They have live music every night. It's like always poppin'. The drinks are great. The food is great. The bartender / owner, the main one, her name is Lemon Drop, is like super chatty and really fun. This place is like a full-on party house. So you make your way down there. It's the afternoon, so it's not as busy as it like would be in a couple hours. And you walk in, and Gil like asks. He goes up to Lemon Drop and asks her like, "Can we have a table in the corner or something?" And she starts laughing hysterically after he tells her what's going on. And then she preps a table in the corner for you and like just throws a bunch of alcohol over it to sanitize it, and then comes and pats it and beckons you over and says, "Here we go, all ready for you. There's probably gonna be like a lot of people watching. Are you sure you want to do it here? I mean, I'm all for it. It's gonna be great for business. I myself personally am looking forward to this, but like, I don't know if you're okay with it."
As long as I can do something to advertise.
So do you want to like, I can put like a tankard on the ground and then like a really long straw up to you or something?
No. What if I just kind of did, and I just already do it, and I just put a medium-sized A on the wall where I'm sitting?
Well, what did you draw it with?
Just my finger. I'm doing the same thing I did in the bar prior.
Oh, I mean, like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to?
No, that's good.
Wanna, like,
And then I'm gonna have that same effect happen. It's gonna go into the wall.
Does it go into the wall though? It does
It's
not
already
yet.
popping.
It does
Yeah.
not.
Not yet, at least. And okay.
Well,
so
I'll just
you
leave
sit,
that there.
You sit on the table, and Gil gets all of his stuff ready and looks at you and says, "You ready to go?"
Poofers, you can have the fur.
Yes.
Where are you getting it?
Yeah, where are you putting it, Barry? What kind of fur? Am I getting butt cheek fur? Because that's fine with me. I'll wear that on my
That's
face.
very soft fur.
It's great fur. Good beard fur.
Gross.
This is pretty gross. No, I'll take the tattoo on my shoulder.
On like the back of your shoulder or the side? Okay. And so he like, you have to take your shirt off and everything. He takes out a sharp knife and
Hotness
What,
check
a
on Barry.
knife?
Yeah, do we have a hotness check on Barry?
I think we did hotness check
I
on
think it was
all
like
of
a
us.
6 or
We're
a
all
7.
like 6s and 7s.
yeah.
Everyone was a 7, but then got 2 points for being but didn't they get an extra 2 for being an elf?
I think you got an extra 2 because you're just hot.
So I got a 9. But she's really sad because she's not perfect.
That's what I have
He's
all
not
this
taking a
alcohol
knife.
for, to make up for my sickness.
He takes not a knife, a razor. I misspoke. And very carefully shaves the part of your arm/shoulder that's relevant, and then takes out his tattooing tools and says, "All right, let's get started. I need either a Constitution saving throw or a Wisdom saving throw, depending on if you want to like physically resist the pain or emotionally resist the pain."
I'm gonna say, I kind of want to do Constitution, but I want to do it for the sake of emotional, if that makes sense. Because Wisdom, I get +8. I feel like I'm gonna bitch out though.
Okay, do a Constitution save, anyways.
I don't have it set up here, so I'm just gonna roll a d20. That is a 10.
A 10. Okay, you bitch out a little bit. You kind of you hold it together and you make it through the tattooing process, but your eyes tear up. You get like a
Oh,
couple
I had
times.
more than that. I needed to hold someone's hand, and I was gonna say, Poofers, can you?
Airbeer volunteered to hold your hand.
Oh, your camera went out.
Poofers died.
Pour beer
My
into your
camera does
mouth
what it
while
wants.
it's happening.
Poofers, can you rage for a second?
Sure. What's up?
And then I grab her hand and I grip it as hard as I can.
She grips it hard back. Your hand hurts.
You make it through though, and you end up with a very raw but nice looking tattoo. It looks just like the picture. He is very talented at this. And the magic will take a few days to take effect, but it will be ready by the time you depart again. You pay him, and he says, "Pleasure doing business with you." However, the real fun part of this was during your bitching out, and this couple, more than a couple, it probably took like 5 hours. This process, the bar started to get really packed, and people are like, "What the fuck is going on in that corner?" And you had like a whole audience observing you in pain being tattooed. Gil didn't seem too bothered by it. He's very good at focusing, but there were a lot of people cheering you on. People were making bets against how long it would be till you cry and stuff like that. It's kind of like an event for the night. There's sound effects being made by the musicians to the process going on and everything. And after you finish the process and everyone is going back to partying and really, really just energized and having fun from the night, the A that you drew onto the wall does glow for gold for a second and then engrave itself into the wall.
Nice. Score another one for Alable.
It seems like when you make an impression on the place, you can mark it.
Nice. I like it. Another one for the
How
Revelers.
come the A starts glowing, Barry, after you draw it in dust or whatever?
He told us about this.
Yeah, but I also have 9 intelligence, so
Well, with Alable, it's important that whenever I can make some kind of entertainment, I should. And then, I want to give credit where credit's due. And if you remember, I probably made a little bit of mistake, with Viren's Day, so just kind of trying to pay my dues and keep my powers flowing.
Okay. You should learn to juggle.
It's on my bucket list. Cool. Well, I guess I'm squared away then.
Aravir would like to order a drink and look around at the patrons and see if there's any elves in the place.
There are a few elves in the place. There's probably like of the patrons, there's probably like 10% of them are elves.
Men elves.
Melves.
Oh.
Elves.
Yeah, I mean, I think there would probably be like 2 or 3.
Hotness checks.
Roll them.
Oh.
I'm gonna make
First one, a 5, a solid average.
I'm gonna make
Second one is a 3,
I'm gonna make a natural 20, but it's a 10.
and the third one
Third one's a 10.
is a 10.
Is it really?
Yes, I
Yeah.
need all the info on the third one, please.
Okay. Let me just make that all up. Male elf. Let's see. I see that Aravir is